Welcome back to Rating Skyrim City Planning. Today we are in the far eastern reaches of Skyrim in the city of Riften. It's notorious for the Thieves Guild that resides in the ratways beneath the city, and has quite the large crime rate. But let's just get straight into the rating. Alright, welcome back guys to another episode of Skyrim City Planning. As you heard, we are currently in Riften, as you can, obviously tell. But yeah, let's start off with our first point here, as usual, and we'll check if the city is properly district or not. Now, Riften is quite the large city. It is, in a way, kind of tiered, similar to Markarth. Very limited, though, because there's a few little shops and homes down beneath the, sort of in that little river section. For the most part, though, I feel like the city is actually quite well district. I mean, you have this sort of city center here that has the, marketplaces, just sellers, whatnot, inns, blacksmith, and I feel like most of the homes are kind of over in that section over there, as well as down there, which is kind of, that's pretty separate. But yeah, I think Riften actually is gonna get this point here. I mean, basically everything that isn't a home is in its own area, mainly businesses and whatnot. So yeah, this is gonna get the point here. Alrighty, next up for 1 point, the city has proper / well-built walkways. Now, looking around, Riften has quite nice walkways. I mean, they're not perfect, but they are better than like the multiple cities that we've gone over in the past here. Yeah, I don't think we've seen walkways this good since like Markarth. And these might even be a little bit better, to be honest with you. I mean, they're pretty clean. There's only a few leaves on them, but I mean, I think that's from one of my mods anyways, so I don't even think that's really factorable. Um, yeah, I think Riften is obviously just gonna get this point. I mean, there's no real issues that I can find with their walkways. Even here, I mean, there's a few cracks here and there, but I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. I guess this is a little bit worrying, but this is kind of the only sort of issues with the walkway in the city. Everything else is quite nice. So yeah, I think Riften is gonna get this point here. Pretty fair and square. Alright, next up, a classic. For 1 point, the city has room to grow. So, as usual, we're gonna head into free camp for this one, and we're gonna sort of see what's going on. Alrighty, looking from above, you can kind of see just how big Riften is. So coming down here, there is actually something really interesting. Is this little area down here. So kind of again like Markarth, they could potentially like put homes in the side here. And I would say that this could like compromise the structure of buildings above them. But I mean, it's pretty clear that, I mean, most of the city is built in the ratway, like above the ratways. So if it's still holding up now, I think it's fair to say that it could still hold up if you put some homes here, around here. So it's hard because honestly, I'm gonna give them a point here. I'm gonna give Riften the room to grow point. Alright, our first 2-pointer of the list, no ruined or destroyed buildings. Pretty important one, because this one also ties into the future safety point in ways. But I mean, overall inside the city, I don't really think there's anything that's, like, there's no ruins or anything. The city is fairly well maintained. It's actually, I'd say, extremely well maintained. Especially for the rampant thievery. Like, every other building has, like, a Thieves Guild mark on it. It's pretty bad, actually. I don't know who would want to live here. I mean, these marks are everywhere. People are just getting robbed left and right. I mean, it's just like, dude, it's you leave like one thing out, and it's just like a bunch of Somalis come out of the woodwork and just scrap everything. Like it's just 30 minutes, boom, it's gone. It's like that scene from Lord of War where he lands his plane and it just like it's a time lapse of it just being scrapped for parts. I feel like that's like the sort of vibe that you get from Riften, um, which love it or hate it, I guess, but. And you probably hate it. I don't know why you would love that, but yeah. Well, let's just, wait, what am I even talking about? Oh yeah, ruined or destroyed building. Yeah, they're gonna get this point here. There's no ruined or destroyed buildings. It's a nice city, well maintained. Alright, next up for 1 point. The city is somewhat sanitary / safe. Now this ties into that whole little Thieves Guild discussion earlier. On the sanitary spectrum, I'd argue that Riften is actually probably one of the most sanitary cities, mainly because of the immense and elaborate sewage system that is below the city. Um, I mean, I don't think really many cities have that, especially this little lake here. I mean, you can just like dump your little fecal buckets into there. Sure, it probably doesn't smell great, but you know, it'll get washed out at some point. But for the sanitary point, it passes. For the save point, however, I don't know. Um, honestly, I feel like this one is up for debate because the Thieves Guild, they thieve. They don't kill, though. At least I don't think they kill that much. I think it's mostly sort of thief business. But yet again, is that safe? I mean, you could argue that your life is threatened, but at the same time, like, they're just stealing stuff from you, so it's like, you're likely not gonna die. But I personally wouldn't want to live amongst here. I mean, but this is why I'm gonna probably give this a half a point, because it's like, one person could say that this isn't safe, and another person could say like it's doable. You know, it's livable. I mean, in the end, it is livable. I don't think it'd be pleasant to get robbed like every other day. You literally have a massive thieving organization set up base under your city, but I mean, hey. Alrighty, next up for 2 points here, second to last one. The city has basic amenities. This is a well, right? Is this a well? Or this is the, no, this is the thing that like comes out of the ratways, like that little, like outcrop. I actually don't know if they have a well here. Either way, they have a little river down there, but as I was talking about before, this could very well be a dump of various excrement. So I don't know exactly if this is even safe drinking water at all, because this, I mean, the water, you can even has like a brown hue to it. Like I don't know that, I don't know if that's like my shaders or that's just what the water looks like, but yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't see a well. Let me look around for a well really quickly. All right, well I scoured the city. Unless my private investigation skills are that lackluster, I do not believe that there is a well in this city. I really don't want to remove this point from Riften because it's such a nice city, but I think I might have to. I think I'm gonna have to remove it from them. I don't think they're gonna get it. Yeah, so no points here. All right, coming up on the last point of the list for 2 points. The city isn't a pain in the ass to navigate. Now, honestly, I don't think Riften's that hard to navigate, personally speaking. Um, like I said before in the districting section, most of the important like business stuff is consolidated in this sort of area, you know? Like if you walk like into here, you can kind of see, you know, you got the blacksmith over there, some sort of general store or like oddities type thing. Look at that, you got the meadery. I don't think that's very useful, but like you can sort of find everything you need in this one area. And the stuff that, you know, maybe is a bit more specialized is still like pretty, you know, blatantly found, you know? Like you can kind of see it. Like it'd just take one walk around the city and you're basically good. So I think I'm gonna give Riften these points here. I mean, that's probably about gonna do it though. If you like the videos, I would recommend to subscribe, like maybe, comment if you will. Yeah, see ya.